Alright guys, sorry I don't have my gimbal with me, so it might be a little bit unsteady right now. It's charging. I thought it was charging last night, but it wasn't. So we're about to do a Fox 2.5 coilover and shock change, because this is stock 2007 and have never been changed. Suspension system here, and my ride quality sucks really bad right now. I had actually, when I put a spacer on the back of this thing here for the 1.5 lift, everything was equal with my 2-inch front and the back. But now I've dropped from 40 inches in the front, and it was 40 inches here, to about 39 inches in the back. And everything has just really sagged. It's not because of this, because even when I had that on there and initially installed that, it was leveled. So yeah, things are really sagging pretty bad here, and it really needs help. So got all our tools, most of our tools ready. I still have to get a bunch of other stuff, and this is what we've got. We've got Cognito upper control arms. You see I sort of modified that with a little orange vinyl behind it to match my truck. Already installed the ball joints, and need to grease everything up, but I'll do that once everything's installed. I got new stock AC Delco springs for the rear, grease, anti-seize, all that stuff. And here's the 2.5 DSCs. As you notice, the stickers are off of that because we are putting on orange stickers. Yeah, that's the new color scheme for the Fox. Also, these have blue controls, and my buddy over at Shock Surplus is checking in with the rep to see if we can get the orange controls, because that will just be really awesome and obviously work really well. I don't have the stickers yet for the fronts, but I'm gonna go ahead and put those on the rear. Okay, and we're actually gonna start with the rear, because since the fronts are adjustable and the rears are not, we're gonna have to match the ride height to the rear. So the all-important jack, your backup stands, and since your e-brake is connected to the front, folks, it's really important, we need to chalk the wheels. All right, chalk the front wheels when you are lifting this thing to get it done. All right, so I think that is it for now. Hopefully I'll get my, oh, also we need to put a new CV axle here, because yummy, yep, that thing is just blown apart. So I'm probably going to keep that CV axle too, just because, you know, it's only the boot, it's only grease. The joint is good. That's actually a pretty new CV there, but that'll keep that as a backup. And then hopefully if I get everything done today, I've got an appointment with Bag & Son in Culver City to do my alignment, which is really going to need help here once everything is installed. So alright, so hopefully my gimbal will be charged soon, and I'll have a stand, and the video will be a lot steadier. Alright, let's get it started. Taking off here, and let me just give you another tip, guys. I'm a rock climber, and basically you can never depend on one set of backups, so you always double up on your protection. So again, I've got my front wheels chalked because the e-brake is connected right here. There it is, that line. So, which means there is no brake on this thing right now. So basically you chalk the wheels to prevent the vehicle from rolling. And I've got 2 jack stands on each side, obviously, because I want to do these equally. And then I've got my tires underneath here too. If those things fail, these will help. Sad story, guys, I actually lost an uncle to this. He was a professional mechanic, and he did not chalk the wheels, unfortunately, and the vehicle rolled over him. So sad lesson to learn, but you know, it's just, you can never be too safe. All right, so now we're gonna get all these parts taken care of. These might be slightly in the way, but hey, you know, you can work around them. I think it's gonna be no problem. I've done it before, so it's just a little inconvenience for a little bit of safety, or a lot of safety. All right, so let's go ahead and drop this rear diff and get this thing going. So also another thing that I got to do is because my DSC controls are going to be up here high, I'm going to need to cut this fender well away so that I'll have access to that. And you see that I got rubbing here anyway, so yeah, whatever. It's just water. It's just mud. It washes off easily, so don't really need to protect much in there because the water's going to get in there anyways. So, and I'm wondering if I should change these bump stops to Fox. I don't do any launching or anything, but you know, I'm sure these have been doing their job, but they're pretty worn down, so we'll have to see about that. But yeah, so I need to take this fender well off so that we have easier access to everything, and then see how much I need to cut once I got the shocks installed. All right, so in the past year, my truck has been infested with, nope, not black widows, these are brown widows, and here is their little nest. Really sad. You know what, they're very docile. There's one that's dead right there, and it was literally infested. I can actually see back there, there's more nests way back there on the rear member. It really sucks because I had to eradicate them because every night they would just come down and build nests and then you know, connect to the ground, and they were literally, I would kill maybe 50 to 100 a night, and it was really sad. But we've got dogs, and if they're inside here and they get bit, brown widows inject more than black widows, but they tend not to be, they run away. They're not really aggressive at all. So yeah, there we go, we found their nest. They haven't been around lately because it's been too cold, but yeah, I'm cool with spiders, especially brown widows, but I had to do what I had to do. Everything disconnected that we need to disconnect to be able to drop the diff, and it's already been dropped. You see there's one vent line right there that looks like it's stressed, but there's actually room on it. And all the cables are free. I mean, brake lines are free, and ABS as well, so there's no tension going on in anything here. A little bit on the e-brake, but that's okay. And you basically just got to lower it enough so that you are able to get your spacer or spring off the perch, and then drop it in. I already took out the old one, and here we've got, sorry, we got street cleaning on the other side. Got the new AC Delco spring. That's a 1.5 inch spacer there, and then we got our shock mounted. Woohoo! Looking good. All right, and I think you can either mount this reservoir on the front or rear. I don't think it really matters, but before I actually lock everything down, I want to make sure that everything clears here and that I have easy access to the DSC controls, because I will actually be changing that quite a bit. I load a bunch of plywood in the back of this bed, so it'd be nice to sort of stiffen up the compression and ride when I'm driving around town with a ton of loaded back there. Plus I've got my trailer. It's not too heavy on the tongue weight, but it has really been stressing out my rear end. So there we go. Let's get everything together and see how it looks. So lesson number one learned. Guess when you pull everything apart and you've got everything in the box, maybe you should like actually look at everything to make sure that they would actually fit, and I'll show you why here in a second. I have the correct part number. I verified that with Fox, but for some reason, okay, so when I actually mounted that rearwards, that's what they suggested. I don't think that it's actually necessary. So this is the actual orientation. So on the passenger side, it should be facing the rear of the car, okay? I just have to turn that around, no big deal, but again, I don't think that is that important. But on the driver's side, I've got to be facing inboard towards the differential. So let me show you what's going on here. And when I looked at it, I thought, okay, great, this is actually oriented incorrectly. And then when I saw it, so we got left here, but take a look. I've got a shock tower here that will not allow me to get it in there. It's hitting right up against that. So weird, huh? It probably won't work this direction too, because then it'll be hitting my tire. So I don't know what to do here, folks. I've got the correct part numbers verified by Fox Shocks, and this kind of sucks because I've got everything apart here and I'm stuck. without a solution right now, that is. Well, we'll see. Again, here's our biggest issue, that Fox wants this thing to be oriented this direction, and it obviously is not going to work because there's no clearance, and I just semi-mounted my tire and there's definitely no clearance between here and there. So CarTech and Fox haven't really confirmed, or has really confirmed, that basically I just need to loosen this thing here, lock ring, and I can reorient the reservoir with no issues. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to get that done here, and we'll see what happens. All right. I'm waiting for a phone call back from Fox regarding this, but I talked to CarTech and they just said undo that lock ring slightly and rotate the reservoir. Done. Easy breezy. And I'm just gonna go ahead and face them forward, just because I think it actually looks better that way, and I'll have easier access to the controls. So we can continue on, man. That was kind of a little sucky situation there, but I got it figured out. And I don't have a car spanner or any other spanner other than this spanner for my mountain bike bottom bracket tools. But it worked great. I imagine it'll probably work great for the front when I need to adjust those too. So it'll be cool. All right, now we can continue. Woo! All right, so basically we had to do a bunch of weird stuff here to get these mounted. Fox wants these things, the reservoirs, facing backwards on this, but it actually came pretty close to the rubber hanger on my muffler, which is probably gonna get chopped and cut anyways. But I think access to the DSC is a little bit easier for me up high. So I just went ahead and mounted forward, and now doing that, basically what I do is I just put my jack under the axle to flex it to make sure that in articulation I had clearance, and I actually have plenty of clearance there, so it's actually no problem. Same as on the other side. So I think we are good to go. We are just going to go ahead and tighten this up. Springs are mounted, and we are just going to get everything locked back in and drop the rear. All right, we are done, at least on the rear. Definitely longer than expected. I'm going to go ahead and measure our ride height now, see what we've gotten. So far looks pretty good. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it would actually be better if the reservoir are farther back, but I think I'm going to keep them where it is. I'm okay with them not being seen, but access to those might be a little bit sharp. But I need to cut a lot of that stuff anyways, so we are done with the rear. Now it's time for the front. Here we are in a little bit advanced stage on the front end. I just went ahead and lifted and took off the front tire and show you what I'm dealing with here. Nice CV boot. And my UCAs, upper control arms, for those of you not in the know, getting changed out to Cognitos. So I have really stressed out that ball joint. Woohoo, look at that. I mean, obviously it's hanging, but yeah, it wasn't that much different even under load. So we're gonna go ahead and take this all apart here and get going on the front. Obviously it's gonna take a little bit longer. So hopefully we won't run into any hiccups here. Yeah, let's get this one going. I got the support of my faithful dog Bailey here. Bailey, Bailey, hey. Okay, so you guys, now getting back to the safety aspect here. We were chalked on the rear, on the front when the rear was lifted, but now that we are lifting the front, you have your e-brake. So if you're doing it in the sequence where you're going rear first and then front, don't forget that now your e-brake works. So you want to engage that to make sure that you ain't rolling anywhere when you're on jack stands. And then your tire underneath the front cross member as your backup to your jack stands. All right, so that's just a little safety tip there. All right, let's get going. All right, guys, so here we go. We've got Cognito installed, and we've got Fox 2.5 installed. Just loosely though, because I still got to tighten a bunch of stuff down. I'm gonna get those Zerks greased up, as well as the ball joint itself. And then in order for this to fit with the stamped steel control arms, the cast steel control arms, I had to chase that through so that this will fit. Otherwise the threading will not fit. So I just went ahead and drilled that, and fitting is fine now. So we're almost getting done here. I'm fighting time right now. Sun's still out, but I got to get the other one in so that I can get to my appointment tomorrow. So all right, now I just got to get this all together, and obviously with the UCAs it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to kind of get everything set, you know, and tightened down. It's going to get redone really quickly anyways when they align, but otherwise it's, you know, it was a fairly easy install. Just heavy knuckle here and disc and all that kind of crap. So of course I had to take off my CV axle, and that made the time a little bit farther longer. So anyways, let me get this all together, and we'll see if I can get you on the other side and see what's going on. My helper, Bailey.
Huh?
He needs to go for a walk. Alright, so I have now got everything installed. Cognito in there, the shock's in there. It's actually just hanging there by a zip tie, obviously. CV joint is new, and everything, obviously, you know, we need alignment. So double checked and made sure everything is tightened down in there, and so far so good. Definitely took longer than expected, of course, that's what always happens. So now I got to get to the other side and drop it down and see if it, I'm not going to be able to make any adjustments yet. I might have the guys over there at Baggy and Sons try to do it for me as far as my ride height. We'll see, maybe we'll be spot on, I don't know, maybe we won't need any adjustments, but we can only hope. All right, so let me get this together and start on the other side. Wow, what a long day. It is done, at least as far as installation. I haven't adjusted ride height yet. We're about an inch, 3/4 of an inch higher on the front than we on the rear, but definitely no more sagging on the rear, I can tell that much. So there it is. Box 2.5. We'll be waiting for the stickers that should probably be arriving tomorrow. I'm gonna get in my Cognito upper control arms 2.5s, and it's pretty sick looking. So all right, let's see how much sun is left. Not much. It was a long day. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. No tutorial, just showed you the steps.